All right. So this is our first NBA 2K26 rebuild. We are going to be rebuilding the Washington Wizards after their Trae Young trade. I thought it was a good trade for Washington. They haven't had too much to root for over these past years, but they get a good guard in Trae Young now. Obviously, the biggest thing with Trae Young is that, he's a big defensive liability, but it's also hard to get guys that can create like he can. So, we're looking at the starting lineup right now. And I think what I kind of want to do is I want to get to we did start today. So this is like reflective of their record now. They are 10 and 28. But we want to end up kind of keeping this young core that we have. And I think what we really want to do is get Riley and Johnson maybe some minutes, but we really want to move Chris Middleton. I think that's the guy that maybe we don't even need anything crazy for him, but maybe get him to a contender. So we are just going to sim ahead. We are just going to auto scout. We have an imported draft class, so we have a good idea of the good talent now and whatnot. Let's see what the lineup looks like. Okay, I'm okay with starting Trae Johnson there. Goldbly will have come off the bench, and we do got Whitmore getting some minutes. Nothing for Riley yet, but that is okay. Okay, so we are going to entertain a Chris Middleton trade. I think the big thing that we want to do is get a good young talent, but we don't want to really give up any draft capital either. I don't really think we're getting much, but we're getting something. And, we're obviously not going to re-sign Middleton, but we can get, 2 second-round picks and Haywood Highsmith. We're not really taking on any extra money. So the Nets do agree to that. So at least we get something for Middleton. We didn't want to just let him walk for free. So if we take a look at everything now, we get our younger guys that can play more. Trae Young, Trae Johnson, Keyshawn George. Marvin Bagley's actually had a good year for us, so we're going to let him play. Maybe entertain the idea of bringing him back. Sarr. And we do have Carrington and Whitmore off the bench. I don't want to give any minutes to Highsmith. I'd rather let our young guys play. So we're going to give Will Riley some minutes. We do have Kalabali and Champagne hurt. So maybe we'll just give Branham the rest of the minutes and just give more minutes to these guys. So I like that. At least we got something for Middleton, and now we're just going to sim to the end of the regular season and get ready for the draft. Okay, so we're at the end of the regular season. Nikola Jokic wins your MVP, averaging a triple-double. Anybody who's really watched basketball, like sometimes I'm a big Knicks fan, but I always like to tune into the Nuggets and just watch this guy play. He is unbelievable. If you ever have time to just watch a Nuggets game when he's playing, I know he's hurt right now, but he is such a treat to watch. Cooper Flag wins Rookie of the Year. Six-man Reed Shepard, Victor Wembanyama wins Defensive Player of the Year. Matthias Bucelis wins Most Improved. Clutch player is Denny Avdija. He is an awesome player. I really like Denny. I can't believe the Wizards traded him. It looks like he's going to be the franchise piece for the Trailblazers out there. Don Yalt wins Coach of the Year and Executive of the Year. So if you take a look, NBA first team, you got Luka, Wemby, Giannis, and SGA. All-NBA second team, Denny, Jalen Brunson, James Harden, Tyrese Maxey, and Cade Cunningham. And third team, Curry, Brown, Johnson, Murray, and Edwards. All defensive first team, Wemby, Mobley, Giannis, Chet, and Rudy. And then second team, you got Joker, Sarr, our own Sarr, probably the only guy we have getting some recognition, Adebayo, Leonard, and Thompson. All rookie team, as expected. And we do get Trae Johnson on all rookie second team, so that's great. Let's take a look real quick at just how we ended the year, what players, played well for us. And we had Trae averaging 25 and 7, so he has a player option. We're going to try to sign him long term. Sarr had 13 and 7. He averaged 2 blocks and a steal. Keyshawn George had a good year for us. Trae Johnson averaged 15, so he's going to be our shooting guard going forward. And this guy has just unlimited range. He can really shoot. Defensively, he's not great, but that's why we got guys like Kalably and Carrington to back him up. So we are going to sim the rest of the playoffs and get ready for the NBA draft. So as you can see, the Houston Rockets win the NBA title. Reed Shepherd is your finals MVP, averaging 27 a game. That is crazy. They absolutely sweep Detroit, who beat New York in a 7-game series, and Houston barely get by Golden State. So that is very, very interesting. Real quick, player retirements, you get LeBron, Chris Paul, Lowry, Mike Conley, Al Horford. So a pretty good class. Kevin Durant goes out on top, wins the title, and just completely retires. I can definitely see him doing that, even though he still has some years ahead of him. Jimmy Butler retires as well, KCP. You got LeBron, KD, and Chris Paul in the Hall of Fame. That's a pretty good class. We are going to go to the draft lottery and see what pick we end up getting. So in real life, if the Wizards pick outside the top 8, that pick ends up going to the Knicks. So we are going to do the lottery right here and see how it all plays out. 14th overall, you get the Denver Nuggets. With the 13th pick, we have the Sacramento Kings. With the 12th pick, we get the Wizards. So it does go to Grizzlies because we have the right to swap. Okay. The Lakers pick 11. It's going to be interesting to see what the Lakers are going to look like after LeBron. Are they going to re-sign Austin Reeves? And how many times do you see that the Celtics and the Lakers picking in the top 11? That is interesting. It's been a weird year for both of them. The Hornets get the 9th pick. Let's see where we land. The Bulls get 8. And I've seen a lot of stuff in the media lately that the Bulls may be interested in getting Zion. That would be a really interesting place for him to go. I think New Orleans would move off of them, but they have such a good young core as they pick 6th overall in this draft. We are at the top 5, and we have the 5th overall pick. So if we just skip to the rest of it, you got the Grizzlies at 1, Hornets at 2. The Rockets are picking 3 overall after winning the NBA Finals. The Jazz at 4, and the Wizards at 5. And we also have the 30th overall pick from OKC as well. So 2 first-round picks, which we like. We are just going to sim right ahead to the NBA draft. And let's try to get a guy who can really change this franchise. If we take a look at our roster real quick, we know we have to re-sign Trae Young. We got Sarr at center. We're pretty good at wing with Calabi, George, Trey Johnson. So I think like a power forward, a guy to go with Sarr is something that we're really going to have to look to take here. First overall pick, the Grizzlies take Darren Peterson. This guy is just an absolute scorer. He's so talented. I know he's been banged up at Kansas. He's been nursing that hamstring injury, but he's such a good scorer. He's going to be really good in the NBA. Cameron Boozer goes number 2 overall to the Charlotte Hornets. I really like what they're building in Charlotte over there. And AJ DePanza goes to the NBA Finals champion, Houston Rockets. Life after KD isn't that bad when you win a finals and get AJ to your team. The Utah Jazz select Dash Daniels from Australia. So we're on the clock here at 5. If we take a look at the rankings, we have Phil in here, Chris Senick Jr. Okay, so there's some guys here that I do like. SN Ring has Mullins, Phylum. So we don't really need a guard. I like the idea of Koa Pete. I think he could really good for us. Let's look at his stats. He has a B overall right now. Chris Senick Jr. is someone that I'd be interested in. Nate Ament could be good for us, or Jaden Quaintance. So right now I'm really between Jaden Quaintance and Koa Pete. I am going to take Koa Pete here, though. I really love his game. And he's going to be real solid for us starting at the power forward. We're going to just look at these next pick. Isaiah Evans goes from Duke to the Pelicans. Braylon Mullins from Connecticut goes to the Hawks. The Bulls get Yasafu from Baylor. The Hornets get Phylon from Alabama. The Celtics get Dame Sarr from Duke. and the Lakers get Nate and Let's just sim to 30 and see who's there. Okay, Avalis from the Virginia Tech is there. I would love JT Toppin. Mario St. Superi from Gonzaga is a really good creator. Darius Acuff too as well. I think he probably fits more of what we want to do. So we're going to take Darius Acuff Jr. at 30th overall pick. I like him kind of as a backup for Trae. We do pick at 32 as well. And I'm actually going to take JT Toppin here just to get another good big guy to back up Sar. Okay, team and player options. Trae Young declines his player options, but we are going to accept the player option on Shar, George, Colby, Carrington. Champagny, we don't really need, but we could probably get something for him. So I think we're going to accept it, but just end up trading him. Cam Whitmore seems like the odd man out potentially, so we might look to move him too. Okay, and we look at qualifying offers. We're not going to offer any of these guys qualifying as well. Vukovic has had some good, minutes for them this year, but we're not going to re-sign anyone. Our main priority right now is Trae Young. So I think we are going to offer Trae Young, a 5-year max. We could probably sign him for less, but we don't want to take any chances. So we're going to offer him that 5-year deal. And I want to see who else potentially we could. I think Austin Reeves could be a really good fit for us as well at shooting guard. Or we could go Jalen Duren and go with a backcourt of Jalen Duren and Sar. So let's see if there's a world where we can get Jalen Duren. Yeah, we'll sign him 4 years, $32 million. We can do their 2028 unprotected first for Cam Whitmore, and they do that. So we'll stack up on some capital. We'll also try to trade Champagny as well. And the Warriors will give us a lottery and 2 lottery protected first. Yeah, we'll do that any day of the week. So we trade Champagny and Whitmore for picks. We get 3 first-round picks out of that. All right, so looking at the end of free agency, we still have $7 million in cap. If we look at our roster, we do sign Trae Young to a big-time deal, and we also signed Jalen Duren as well. So we are just going to quick edit this real quick and make Sar a power forward instead, so we can get Sar and Duren starting together, and then we're going to have George at our 3, and then a combination of Trey Johnson or Kolabai as well. We still have Carrington at point guard, and we'll have Koa Pete. We'll probably have Koa Pete as I want to make him like our 7th or 8th man off the bench, but I do want him getting a lot of minutes. I don't really have anyone else that I want to sign. Okay, so we are at the start of the 2026-2027 season. Our starting lineup, we got Trae Young at the point. Kolabai, we're going to start at the 2. Kaishan George at the 3. Sar at the 4. And we got Jalen Duren at the 5. We're going to have Trey Johnson coming off the bench to score, Carrington as well to lead the second unit. We're going to have A.J. Johnson, Will Riley, and Koa Pete as well. I do want to edit the minutes a little bit. I only want to go 10 guys, so I don't need to give any minutes to Grant Williams. And I want to be making sure that Koa Pete is like our 3rd guy off the bench and that he's getting a good amount of minutes. So we'll give him 20 minutes a night, 22 to Carrington, 26 to Johnson, and we'll make sure our starters are getting more minutes as well. So I kind of like that. We'll lower this a little bit, give Kaishan more. And I think that's I really like that so far. I think we have a good starting lineup. We got the offense between Trae Young, but then we're kind of surrounding him with good defenders. Kalabai can defend, George can, Sar, and Duren as well. And Trae Young can find these guys too. The only thing I'm worried about is the shooting a little bit, which is why I might go interchangeable between starting Johnson and Kalabai, but we'll start with that as for right now. We are going to sim to the trade deadline and see where this team is at. Okay, so we are at the trade deadline, and we are 18-32. So not great, but we knew it was going to take some time to rebuild this team. The Knicks are in the 1 spot, Pistons at the 2, Hornets at the 3. So we are 18 and 32. So it looks like we are about like 4 games out of a play-in. Let's take a look at how our team has been performing so far this year. We got Jalen Duren turned out to be really good for us. 15 points, 12 rebounds. Alex Sarr is playing well. Trae Young averaging 25 and 7. Trey Johnson broke his hand, but he was having 20 points a game, which is great to see. Kaisan George has been okay. Colby okay. So there's some guys here that are rookies that have been not too bad. We're going to take a look around the league and see if maybe we can bring another star here to build around Trae Young and Duren. Let's see if we can get Peyton Watson from the Nuggets. I love his game. He's a really good defender. I could see Denver potentially trading him because he does have a contract coming up. Maybe if they would do an A.J. Johnson because he's kind of like an offensive guy. We need defense. They won't do it straight up. Maybe if we give a couple seconds, it can work out. No. Let's just try to give them. We have so many seconds. No. 5 seconds? Maybe we can do 5 seconds in A.J. Johnson for Peyton Watson. Grant Williams. And then maybe we'll do, we can do a 2031 first. Okay, I don't think we're that far off. No. Okay. So we're going to do a 2031 first and 2 second-round picks and A.J. Johnson for Peyton Watson. We can have Peyton Watson as well. So I think we're going to keep George here, and I think we're just going to have Peyton Watson be our sixth man off the bench. We have Will Riley as well. Koa Pete. I want to give Koa Pete some more minutes than Riley. And then we just have some injuries with him, so we'll do Dallas as well. We're kind of a little small at guard, so I don't think we need more small forward minutes. So let's give a Cuff Jr. some minutes in here. We'll try to get him to an even 10. And that's what we'll be looking like. So we got Trae Young, Colby, George, Sarr, Duran, Peyton Watson, Carrington, and Koa Pete. Okay. So we're going to see if we can do any contract extensions here. Nobody eligible. Okay. So we are going to sim to the end of the season, see how we finish, and then keep attacking the draft and keep building this. Okay, so as the season ends, we have Jokic going back-to-back MVPs, 32, 14, and 9.6. That's crazy. Rookie of the Year, AJ DeBanza for the Rockets. Sixth Man of the Year is Khalil Ware. Walker Kessler is your Defensive Player of the Year coming off that labrum surgery. Zachary Richese is Most Improved. Wow, 22.5. Jaylen Brown, Clutch Player of the Year. Chris Finch, Coach of the Year. And Executive of the Year is Nathan Mack. And the Knicks go back-to-back NBA Cups. So our All-NBA first teams, we have Nikola Jokic, LaMelo Ball, Cade Cunningham, Giannis, and Luka. Second team, you got Steph, which is actually his last year. Ja Morant, Zion, Sengun, and Adebayo. Third team, Trae Young, Sabonis, Maxey, Brown, and Brunson. And all defensive team we have here. Second team, we do have Jalen Duren making the second team. And we don't have any of our rookies making all-rookie team. Okay, so if we take a look at the playoffs, this is what it's looking like. Okay, and on the East, so we don't make the playoffs. But let's take a look at how we ended the season. So we were 31 and 51. So we were pretty far out of a play-in game, about 7 games behind. But we definitely improved. Let's see. We still have a really young core. Jalen Duren turned out to be a great signing for us. He averaged 16 and 12. Trae Young with 26 and 8. Sarr had 12, 7, and 4. Trae Johnson averaged almost 21 points for us, which we love to see his development. He's already up to an 84. Kaisan George was just kind of solid for us. Averaged a steal, didn't score too much. Peyton Watson, another defender that we added. We want to re-sign him. Coulibaly had, only averaged 9 points. Started in 32 games. Koa Pete played in every game. He didn't start, but he did play pretty well when he played, so he's going to need a bigger role from us So let's sim the rest of the playoffs and get ready for this next draft. The Dallas Mavericks win the NBA final over the Jalen Brunson-led Knicks, and Anthony Davis wins the Finals MVP. We did see the Western Conference MVP was Cooper Flag, and the Eastern Conference was Jalen Brunson. But the Mavericks beat the Knicks in 6 games. The Knicks kind of still have their core. Looks like, yeah, they still kind of have their core. The Mavericks in their second year end up winning it all. Brandon Williams, so no, kind of still have the team that they have now, but they're gonna win it all. Lopez, James Harden, Steph Curry, Paul George, Tobias Harris. So pretty good class. We are gonna go see who made the Hall of Fame besides Curry. It'll be Harden and George as well. Okay. And now let's get to the draft lottery and see where we are going to end up. We are going to pick at 7. Not great, not terrible. We do have 25 as well. So that is not the worst. Let's look at our staff. We are still going to keep Brian Keefe as our head coach. We're going to let him develop this team a little bit. We're going to sim ahead right to the draft. And let's see, is there any potential trade we can do if we, wanted to move, 7 and 25? Maybe we can move up a couple spots. Dyson Daniels, I don't hate that for a trade. Maybe we can revisit that. Walker Kessler as well. We are pretty good at big men. Caleb Wilson. Austin Reeves. Okay. Okay, so let's take a look real quick at what a mock draft has. Tyron Stokes, Christian Collins from USC, Aaron Bradshaw, DJ Wagner, I wouldn't hate. Okay, so let's go to the draft. And I think we're either going to trade for a superstar or maybe potentially just pick. So Bruce Branch from BYU goes number 1 overall to the 76ers. Number 2, Stefan Joksimovic from Slovenia goes to the Celtics. The Kings take Tyron Stokes from Notre Dame. I think right now, if you had to look at a mock draft, he's probably the number 1 guy. Hugo Yaminga Makori from France goes to the Jazz. The Pelicans take Caleb Holt from Arkansas. He's a really good prospect. Olgin Zerzentic goes to the Jazz from Serbia. And now we're on the clock. So let's see who's there. I like Baba there, right there at 8. Okay, Jordan Smith Jr. It's really just kind of getting forwards. He could start at small forward for us over that. So I think if we are, Baba's probably the guy we are looking to take right here. But I do want to entertain potentially, we do have so many picks in 28. And with the Warriors giving up Steph, that's probably going to be a good pick. But maybe our pick isn't as good. So if we trade our lottery protected, actually no, we'll make it top 10 protected. 28 and 2 first-round picks. Who can we get? Okay, so Giddey, Nikhil Alexander Walker, Ivy, Cam Thomas, Caleb Holt, Malik Thomas, Rivers. Okay, let's actually try. I think we're going to make a trade here. I think maybe it's a time. We can only rebuild for so much. Let's do a lottery protected pick right here. And let's try to really get a guy that can move the needle for us. We need a scorer. We do have Trey Johnson, but I want to see potentially if we can make a move here to get a guy that can really move the needle for us. I don't hate Dyson Daniels, but that's a lot of capital for him. Let's try to get Markkanen potentially. We might be able to even do this without giving up our 28th. Let's see who's on the contract. If we did Darius Akuff, maybe instead of him we would do Dallas. No, okay. So we'll just do Darius Akuff. So Darius Akuff 7 and 25 for Lauri Markkanen, and we can start Lauri at the 3. And they do that. So we do that trade. We are going to get Lauri Markkanen to go with Trae Young and Jalen Duran so we can get some shooting and some scoring. We're going to take our second round pick as well. And I think we're kind of going to just do best available here. And we are going to go Anthony Thompson from Georgia Tech here. We're going to accept Sarr, Johnson, George, Carrington, and Riley. We are also going to accept Avdilas as well. Okay. Giannis is going to be a free agent. Okay. If we look at qualifying offers, we're all for Coulibaly. And if we get to free agency, we'll take a look at who's there. We want to obviously re-sign Coulibaly. This is the guy that we want to bring back. So we're going to give him a 4-year, $30 million a year. Offer him to come back for us. If we take a look at who else is available, a lot of these guys would be good. What does Josh Hart want? He doesn't want that much. He is a DC guy too. So maybe we'll just give him a no trade clause because we're obviously not going to trade him. And maybe we can get him for like $9 million for 1 year. Bring him back to DC. If we take a look at the rest of our roster, so we have Trae Young and Carrington. Trey Johnson, we're going to try to bring back Coulibaly. We still got George, Watson, and Riley, Sarr, and Markkanen. Okay, and we are going to sign Coulibaly and Josh Hart as well. So if we take a look at the roster, we got Jalen Duran, Trae Young, Alexander Sarr, Lauri Markkanen, Trae Johnson, Coulibaly. We got that veteran presence in Josh Hart, George, Carrington, Watson. So we got a really good team, good defensively. We are going to sim ahead to the start of the season, take a look at the lineup, and then sim forward to the trade deadline. Okay, so we are at the start of next season, and this is what our starting lineup's looking like. We are going to give more minutes to our starters here and rebuild that. So we got Trae Young at the 1. We're going to start Trae Johnson at the 2. Now, I am actually going to change that, because we're going to have Coulibaly in because we needed the extra defense. So we're going to have Trae Young more minutes, Coulibaly. We got Markkanen now at the 3, Sarr and Duran as well. So we give all our starters 30 minutes. Then we got Trae Johnson, Kaishan George. Maybe actually we'll start Coulibaly. We have Tyson George off the bench, Peyton Watson, Josh Hart, and Carrington as well. And we do need Koa Pete to get some minutes. So maybe I think we do need someone to run the offense. But we could have Carrington. So I think maybe we end up moving on from Carrington. Or Watson. No, I think we got to move on from Carrington. I mean, he's a good shooter, but we're really looking for defense, and he's not great defensively. So we are going to move Carlton Carrington here. I think we're actually going to do this trade with the Heat here. We're going to get Kalal Ware for Bud Carrington. We're going to stack up on defense. If you take a look at our lineup, we're actually going to go... We're going to go back to 11-man starters. We're going to get Coulibaly in here. I pay him at 24, 22, 18 for Ware. 14, 12 for that, and then Koa Pete, we're going to give 10 minutes. So we'll go 11, man. We know we're going to have injuries along the way, but we got Trae Young, Coulibaly, Markkanen, Sarr, Duran, and then we got Trae Johnson, Kaishan George, Kalal Ware, Peyton Watson, Josh Hart, and Koa Pete off the bench. This is a very deep team, very solid. We still got 3 first-round picks in 28. Let's sim to the mid-season point and see how this team is looking halfway through. Okay, so we are at the trade deadline, and we are 33-17, 4th in the Eastern Conference. We love to see that. Let's look at our lineup, what it's looking like. So we did have we didn't really have any injuries. This is just what we have. So we have Trae Young, Trae Johnson's been starting for us, Peyton Watson, Sarr, Duran. We've had Coulibaly, George, Ware, and Markkanen's been coming off the bench. That's kind of crazy. He's averaging 15. I just don't really see that happening. So let's get him back in the starting lineup. Let's put Watson at 17 and give Markkanen the rest of these minutes. Okay, and let's take a look at how everyone's been playing for us. So Trae Young averaging 25 and 7, Durant 15 and 11 with a block, Sar 10, 6, 4 with a block and 0.7. Trae Johnson 22 points per game. This guy is an absolute beast for us. What a pick he ended up being. Markkanen is averaging 16, so he's still not playing well, shooting 50% on the year, 39 from 3. Look at Trae Johnson shooting almost 45% from 3. Wow. So this is a really deep team that we have. Ware's been really good off the bench for us, averaging a block, almost 10 and 7 a game. So the team is shaping up to be really nice. If we look at the standings, Raptors are in first place, Pistons, Hawks, Wizards, and then the Knicks. So that is what we're looking like. The Lakers and the Giannis-led Warriors are in the second spot at number 2. The Lakers are at number 1. Let's take a look at the Lakers roster real quick. Just want to see how the other teams around the league are doing. They have Dalton Knecht, Jaden Ivey, Nate Ament, Nick Smith Jr., so not anything crazy. They did sign Mitchell Robinson and no main injury. So it's really just Luka kind of carrying the load there. We'll take a look at the Warriors. They had Giannis, who ended up getting hurt, but they have Reeves, Ayton, Dame, Moody, so that's a pretty good team. And we'll take a look at the Raptors because they're number 1 in the East. Barnes, Ingram, Murray, Boyles. So they kind of got the same team. They did end up signing Lou Dort, which is a good signing, and they have Dante DiVincenzo as well. So I don't really have any moves that I want to make. I'm just going to sim to the end of the season and see if we can make a deep playoff push. Okay, and we are going to stop real quick for contract extensions. We are going to re-sign Lauri Markkanen just for the back end of his deal. You know, we'll give him a couple extra years for cheap. Give him an extra $14 million as he gets older, and he's going to take that. So it ends up being, instead of 2 years, $103 million. It'll be 4 years, $117. So we'll keep Lauri in Washington for a while, and let's finish this regular season. Okay, so we are going to finish the year 50 and 32. Wembanyama is your MVP. Rookie of the Year is Christian Collins for the Bulls. Michael Brown Jr. is Sixth Man of the Year. Wemby wins Defense Player of the Year. Mohamed Diawara, Most Improved Player, 17 points per game. Great for him. Scoot Henderson is Clutch Player of the Year, and Coach of the Year is J.P. Bickerstaff. Now, let's take a look at where everyone finished. So this is your All-NBA first team. All-NBA second team, All-NBA third team. We don't have anybody on the Wizards representing here. No first team defenders, nothing for the second team. No rookies either. It just looks like overall we've done pretty solid. If we take a look at the East, we are the number 4 seed playing the Atlanta Hawks. We're going to take a look at the stats to see how our players finished up. 16 and 12 for Duran. 24 and 8 for Trae Young, 10, 6 and 4 with a block and a half for Sar. Trae Johnson, he's hurt right now, but averaged 21 and a half points. He shot 42% from 3. Love that. Kaishan George is up to an 86. Been great off the bench. Same with Coulibaly. Markkanen's been scoring too. So we have a really good deep team. Let's adjust the lineup real quick for the playoff push. And I want to keep Hart getting minutes, but we're going to start George with the injury to Johnson. So we're going to limit his minutes. And it's just a matter of, I think we still go with an 11-man rotation. We kind of got a team like how the Pacers were when they played all those guys off the bench. That's how deep we are. And I don't have anybody I want to sit. We have, we're a little bit liability defensive-wise, but not too much because Kaishan's really here to defend. Trae Young's going to score and pass. Markkanen's going to score, but then we got all defense right here, and then we got great defense off the bench with Trae Johnson, who can score at will, and we also have Josh Hart, who can play make a little bit for us, kind of be that veteran presence that we need. So let's simulate the play-in, and let's see how we do in the first game. Our first time in the playoffs in a really long time. We end up winning the first game 120 to 106 over the Hawks. Trae Young, 48-8. What a game for him. Markkanen has 23, 2-5. Trey Johnson with 16. Jalen Duran, 13-13. Coulibaly with 7. So just overall solid game from everyone. Josh Hart not doing much, but a little bit of everything. We're going to sim to the next game, and we're going to go up 2-0. We went 120 to 112. Good game from Trae Young again. Markkanen as well. Trey Johnson, Kaishan George. So not seeing too much from Hart, but we're going to keep him in the lineup for now. And we are going to go 3-0 on the Hawks. And everything is looking solid. Everyone's playing well. Trey's kind of leading the way. We're playing good defense too. Only giving up 110. And we're actually going to sweep the Hawks. Let's take a look at this final box score. Trae Young, 32-7 and 4 steals. Jalen Duran, 21-13. Kalal Ware, 19-6. So I think the only change I'm going to make is I think I'm not going to give minutes to Josh Hart anymore. He just has been doing too much for us. I want to give a little more minutes to the starters. So we're going to take off these minutes on Josh Hart. And we're going to let Koa Pete play a little bit. I want to get Watson some more time. We'll do that, and then we'll give Sar some more minutes as well. So that's what we're looking like. We're going to sim. We got the Detroit Pistons, and they're going to beat us the first game only by 3. Cade Cunningham, 46-5-7. What a game from him. Keldon Johnson, Kuminga, Thompson. So this is a pretty good team. Trae Young, 38-8. Johnson had 27. 16 from Markkanen. So good game overall. We just lost the first game in Detroit. That's okay. And we even up the series. We take game 2, winning by 12. Johnson with 34. This guy has been unbelievable for us. Trae Young gets 26-6. Duran 17-9. Ware's been such a good pickup for us too. We do still see Josh Hart gets minute. Let's take a look at the game plan. Oh, wow. They got him starting. Oh, Sar went down. So I do kind of want to change this. Instead of going with Hart, we could go with Ware. We could go with Watson. So let's go with Watson instead, starting at the 4. We're still going to give Josh Hart some minutes now. Give him 14 along with Koa Pete. We're going to up these minutes for Peyton Watson. We'll give him about 22. And make sure Johnson and them, yeah, we'll give him 23 actually. All right. And what injury did Sar get? Oh, high ankle sprain. Okay, so maybe if we go on a run, we can get him back. We end up losing game 3 at home. Trae Johnson again, dude. This guy is just unbelievable. He's averaging 30 a game. Trae Young playing well. So the team's playing well. We're just playing a good Pistons team. I mean, we can't stop Cade Cunningham. He's just scoring over 35 every single game. But we even up the series at 2 apiece. Trae Young, 42-9. Trae Johnson, 17-4. Just overall better game from everyone. Everyone was pretty solid. You see the Knicks absolutely sweeping everybody down there. So that's going to be a tough matchup for us if we can advance. And we are going to take game 5 in Detroit. We go into Detroit, win pretty comfortably. Trae Young with a great game. Johnson with a good game. Duran with a great game. And overall, it just seems like the team has been playing pretty solid all around. And we got to try to hopefully get Sar back for the Eastern Conference Finals if we make it. But it is going to go to a Game 7 in Detroit, which I'm not crazy about. And Cade Cunningham has just been a problem. And they're not even playing that many guys. They're about an 8-9-man rotation. Trae Johnson was good. Let's see. Wow, we are going to lose to Detroit, unfortunately, in 7 games. Kuminga had a big game. Trae Young was awesome for us. We just lost a close one. Call by. And the one game where Trae Johnson was off was Game 7. We didn't need that from him. Not too much from Peyton Watson either. So, unfortunately, we fall short in the second round of the Eastern Conference Finals in the quarterfinals. In the semis, but we're going to sim the rest and do one more year and see if maybe we can bring the Wizards a NBA championship. And the Pistons win it all. The team that beat us wins a finals. We're going to go to the draft lottery. and see. Okay, we're just going to skip this and see how it turns out. Okay, and we end up getting the 3rd overall pick in the 2028 draft, so we don't hate that at all. And we have the 23rd overall pick too, so we love that. And let's get another guy in here that we can bring that can be really solid for us. Okay, so the draft has started. The Charlotte Hornets are on the clock at number 1 overall. They're going to take Marcus Spears Jr. from USC. All these draft classes are imported too from Joda Kramer, so he has all the draft classes up to 2029, so I use that one. The Nuggets are on the clock, and they trade at 2. This has to be a big one. For Tyler Hero and Norman Powell. Wow. That's a lot of draft capital for Tyler Hero and Norman Powell, but okay, I guess the Nuggets are all in. The Heat are going to take CJ Rosser from Kentucky. And I think we are going to draft here. It looks like Lincoln Cosby, a stretch 4 is good for us. A CK here. Paul Osari, Oliver Ryu, 7-7. Wow, I kind of like that. Lincoln Cosby looks like the best guy. He's a 78 overall, so we're going to take him from Duke. 6'9", 220. We might just let Watson walk and rock with him and Koa Pete. We are picking at 23 as well. Just want to see who's the highest overall here. King Gibson looks like another shooter for us. Nasir Anderson. Let's see if we can do potentially a trade for this. And oh, there's 25 too. So maybe we can trade these 2 picks. Or at least 23 and get a future pick just for more capital. Okay, the Clippers. Yeah, we're going to trade with the Hawks and just get 2 future first-round picks. We still have the 25th overall, which we're going to take. And I think we are going to take Nasir Anderson. So we can get a backup point guard to run the offense from Villanova. So I like that. And we are just going to sim to the end of the draft and take a look at how the team is shaping up. So we are at our player options. We're going to accept Ty Johnson and Koa Pete. We're also going to accept Will Riley as well and Anthony Thompson. Okay, these are the free agents. The main one is really Luka and Walker Kessler, but we're not going to really be active in free agency. We're going to give Sarr a qualifying offer. We're going to let Avdilas walk, and we're going to extend a qualifying offer to Ware and George. So it looks like these are the guys that we are going to have to re-sign. So let's take a look. We are going to re-sign Sarr. We are going to give him a 5-year. Let's give him $38 million a year. We're going to keep Sarr around. We are also going to re-sign Kaishan George. I think we're going to go a little lower here. We're going to go 3 years, and we're going to give him 25. Okay. And then, so we have Sarr, Kaishan George, and we want to re-sign Ware as well. And I think we're going to give Ware 3 years, $16 million. Okay. We're going to renounce the rights on him, renounce the rights on Hart. Okay, so it looks like we're not going to be able to sign Ware back. If we take a look at the roster, is there anyone we could potentially move to sign him? I think it's just Watson, yeah. So maybe if we can move Watson and then try to re-sign Ware if we can. So let's try to move Watson real quick. Just try to get some draft capital if we can. Yeah, so the Pacers will give us 2 first-round picks. We'll take that. What can we offer Ware now? Okay, now we can afford him. I believe we might have to go a little lighter. 2 years, $15 million. Yeah, and so we're going to match this offer for Kalal Ware. But now we can't sign Kaishan George. So I think unless we're trading Laurie Markkinen, I think we're going to have to let Kaishan George walk. It looks like we're pretty deep, which I really like Kaishan George. If we can get something from Markkinen, we did just trade for him, so yeah, I think we're just gonna let Kaishan George walk. We do have Cosby as well, and we need Koa Pete to play. And Kaishan George offensively just wasn't doing enough for us. So we are gonna let him walk, and we are gonna go to the offseason and see if we can get the Wizards into a deeper playoff run. Okay, so let's take a look at the team before we head. This is the 2028-2029 season. We got Trae Young at the 1, Trey Johnson at the 2, Laurie Markkinen at the 3, Sarr at the 4, Dern at the 5. We got Coulibaly off the bench, Ware off the bench as well. We got Koa Pete now is going to play some big minutes for us. We got Will Riley 2, and Ben Simmons. That's crazy. Ben Simmons is not getting any minutes for us. Don't worry. We are going to put Cosby, our 3rd overall pick, to make sure he gets some minutes. And instead of Will Riley getting more, I do want Cosby to get some more minutes as well. We're going to lower this a bit, just to make sure these guys are getting some good playing time. So let's sim to the trade deadline, see if we want to make any trades, and see how this team is doing up. We are in now year, I think, 3 going on 4 in this rebuild. So let's sim ahead to the trade deadline and see if we're at the top of the East. Okay, so at the trade deadline, we are 6th in the Eastern Conference. Let's take a look. Player stats. So Trae's still been really good for us. 28-8. Sarr 12-1. Coulibaly 11-2. Trae Johnson was being great, but he's out for the year with a torn Achilles. That's a huge loss. Duran has a torn elbow ligament. So Koa Pete's been getting some more run. Markkinen hasn't been great for us. So I think if anything, we're gonna have to look to do a trade. Let's take a look at what the lineup's looking like. We're gonna start Koa Pete now. We're going to get Cosby a lot more minutes. We got Keon Ellis. Okay, I like Keon Ellis off the bench. And then we'll get And we'll get Anderson some run too. Let's lower this a bit. Okay, cool. We can get a trade for Franz Wagner from Magic. Franz Wagner, and we will give up Will Riley. Okay, so he's making a lot. Maybe if we moved Laurie Markkinen instead. Obviously, they're not going to do that straight up. Give them a first next year. Okay. Maybe we'll give them a couple seconds as well. Okay, maybe they would take Ben Simmons in it because for some reason he has value. And they'll do that trade. So we'll trade Laurie Markkinen, a first-round pick in 2029, and 2 second-round picks in Ben Simmons for Franz Wagner. So we needed a trade up. We needed to just switch it up. I like Franz Wagner here at the 3. When Trae Johnson comes back next year, we'll have him at the 2. Franz Wagner kind of does a little bit of everything, but I think we just needed to make a change. And I don't hate that at all. We still have Ware and Sarr down low. And I think that's a good trade for us. So let's sim ahead and see what we're looking like at the end of the season. Right now we're sitting at 6th. Hopefully we can move into the top 4. Okay, so we are at the end of the season of Season 4. Wemby wins MVP back-to-back. So in the first year, which is current time 2025, we had Joker win the MVP. And then the year after that, he won again. And then the year after that, it was Wemby. And then this year, Wemby. So we've had 2 back-to-back MVPs that we've seen in this simulation. CJ Rosser from the Heat is the Rookie of the Year. We have Dejounte Murray, 6th Man of the Year. Victor Wembanyama, Defensive Player of the Year again. Koa Pete, Most Improved. So it took him a couple years, but he got his feet under him. Cade Cunningham, Clutch Player of the Year. Coach of the Year, Mitch Johnson, and Aaron Phillips is Executive. First team, you got Wemby, Joker, Cunningham, Cam Boozer for the Hornets, and Devin Booker. Second team, we do have our own Trae Young making an All-NBA second team. So he ended up playing really well for us. And I think Trae Young gets a lot of hate, man. I think he's a really good player. Obviously, defensively, he's such a big liability, but it's really hard to find guys that can score and play make like that. And if you can surround him with good defenders, he's all right. So This is the third team. Nobody we got on any of our all defensive teams except SAR is on the second. And all rookie team, we got Lincoln Cosby is going to be on our all rookie second team coming off the bench. So that ended up working out for us. Let's see how it ended up. So we got the 4 seed. We are playing the New York Knicks. So let's take a look at what our lineup is going to be. Okay, so I like what we have so far. I think we're just going to go 9-man rotation. I don't think we need to play Keon Ellis here. I think we just give Cosby some more minutes, Koa Pete some more minutes, and we'll give Coulibaly some more minutes as well. So we got Trae Young, Coulibaly, Wagner, Sarr, and Duren, and then we got Duren back from the elbow injury, and then we got Ware off the bench, Koa Pete, Will Riley, Cosby. So we do have we just got a lot of size, and we're just going to have Coulibaly and Young play a lot of guard minutes for us. Let's take a look real quick at how we do after this first game. The Knicks take game 1. Let's take a look at their team. You know, we had Trae had 28 and 14. Wagner had 23, 5 and 2. Koa Pete with 17. Ware with 16 and 9. The Knicks still have Towns. They got Bridges, Brunson, Kolek's getting some more run. Anunoby. They did sign Sandy. Sikarsky is from Australia. He's about like 7'3". So they do have some different faces. But they get us in game 1. Game 2, we even it up, but a 20-point win. Very comfortable at home. 45 and 5 from Trae. 18-11 from Duren. Koa Pete with 17 again. Wagner 15, 8 and 5. Sarr 17, 10 and 5. So Trae Young has been kind of leading this team in back-to-back playoff runs. He's been solid. We get smoked by the Knicks at MSG. Tyler Kolek with 29, 3 and 5. Wow. What a game from Kolek. Brunson 27, Bridges 26, Towns 21, OG 5. Good game from the Knicks. Trae Young has 43 and 6, Wagner 17, Koa Pete 14. Just not a good game for us. Came kind of flat. Let's take a look at game 4. This is a crucial game for us. And the Knicks beat us again. We lose a close one by 6. Brunson and Towns leading the way with 28. Young had 27 and 11, 24. Sarr played a good game. So let's try to edit this lineup real quick. Let's give Koa Pete some more minutes. Let's lower the minutes on Riley and Cosby. And let's give some more minutes to Sarr. We got to give more minutes to Trae Young, Coulibaly, and Duren. Let's do some slight changes. Let's see if we could come back down 3-1. So we do win game 5. Take a look at the box score. Trae Young had 29 and 15. Coulibaly with 25. Big game from Coulibaly. Wagner had 19. Ware 18. Koa Pete 17. Not too much from the Knicks. Bad game from Brunson. Bad game from Towns. We can't really rely on that again. And we even up the series. So we're going to a game 7. We're going to be home for that in DC. We win pretty comfortably. Good game for Brunson from them. Towns played okay. They kind of fell off a little bit, but we're playing well. Big game from Wagner. Big game from Sarr. Trae Young didn't do too much, but just enough. Ware and Duren were good. So let's see. This new lineup change that we did is actually, we've won the last 2 games. So let's see if we can get to the next round. And we win. We come back down 3-1. Your Washington Wizards. A little bit of a lineup change never hurt anybody. And we win game 7 in DC. Big game from Sarr. Big game from Coulibaly. 16 assists from Trae Young. Brunson couldn't do it on his own. No help from Karl Towns. Anunoby either. And we have a rematch. Well, not a rematch, but a revenge arc looming with the Atlanta Hawks playing the Wizards. Trae Young against his former team. He would want nothing better. We have Detroit and Boston below, and on the west side we got San Antonio versus Dallas and New Orleans versus OKC. So let's see how this first game goes against the Hawks. We lose game 1. The Hawks got Desmond Bane, Newell, Porzingis, Okongwu, Jalen Johnson, Ricochet, Meyer, Nall, Laravia, Mullen. So they got a deep team and they're looking solid. Wagner had 28 from us, 18 from Trae Young, 17 from Sar. And we're really just missing Trey Johnson's scoring here. That's been pretty evident. We lose again to the Hawks, and it looks like the Hawks are just a team to be reckoned with. 28 and 6 from Duran, 20 and 7 from Wagner, 18 from Young. Yeah, and it looks like we're going to get swept here. This team is just a force, Atlanta. They've been blowing us out every game. So we're just going to simulate the rest of this, unfortunately. We win the first 2 games, but we end up losing in 6. Let's take a look at that last game. Yeah, we get smoked. And good performances all around. We just ran into a better team. The Hawks are a machine, and I wouldn't be surprised if they end up winning the whole thing. Let's see how they finished in the regular season. Yeah, they were 58 and 24. They were the second best team in the league behind the Spurs. So let's see how these playoffs play out. Wembanyama is your Western Conference MVP. Eastern Conference is Jalen Johnson. And wow, the fucking, excuse my language, the Spurs come back down 3-1 and beat the Hawks. Wemby finally gets his first finals MVP. The Hawks fall short after sweeping the Celtics in the Eastern Conference Finals. Look at the Pelicans. They had a good little team with a nice run, but the Spurs end up beating the Hawks in the 2029 season, and unfortunately, we fall a little short. I think we really developed a good team here. We had, we finished with Trae Young, Sar. We did that trade for Wagner. Trae Johnson with a torn Achilles really hurt us in the playoffs during Coulibaly War. So I think we developed a good team. We just ran into a buzzsaw of the Atlanta Hawks. But, 4 years in, if we take a look at how we ended just with our team, we would have ended up having, like a top 15 pick again from the Pacers. So we did have 4 first-round picks in this draft class as well. So we could have used some more capital and gotten some more guys. But that's going to be the end of the video. The farthest we went was the semifinals of the Eastern Conference. Couldn't get over the hump, but we had some good years. We made some fun trades. And that's going to be it. It's going to be interesting to see how the Wizards do with Trae Young in real life. But that's the end of our first video rebuild. I think the next team we are going to do for our 2K rebuild series, I think we are going to end up doing the Sacramento Kings because they have a lot of veteran contracts, a lot of guys they can move. So I think that's going to be the next one up. But appreciate everyone tuning in, and until the next video.